We're back, America. I'm Barry Nussbaum filling in tonight for Dr. G. Welcome back to America Trends. Joining me now to give his analysis of last night's debate and what the future looks like for Donald Trump in America is the former head of the California Republican Party, the author of the book, The Divided Era, and Mr. Forbes columnist, Tom Del Beccaro. Welcome to my good friend, Tom. Great to have you here.
Great to be on.
Thanks. Okay, we were just chatting.
So
the most tweeted debate in history.
It is, right?
Let's start with
people
who won this.
No question Trump won last night. What really matters is what's going to happen over the next 48 hours. And as you pointed out today, what is the media doing? The media is continuing the Trump story related to the tape, leaving out all of Hillary's gaffes, her amazing comments like we're energy independent. I care deeply about classified materials, just not enough to protect them. Or she left that part out.
Right.
Those kind of things. So Trump, as unnerving as the first moments were, and CNN did him a favor, by the way, by getting that out of the way. Once it switched to policy, Hillary went flat, and Trump landed a lot of punches. Well, and she didn't land very many.
Here's what's interesting from my perspective, Tom. You've got Frank Luntz, who I've spent some time with in his home, and we've done some interviews together. He's probably the guy that really digs into the heads of voters. His polling says, among independents, Trump picked up a ton last night. But if you look at all the other plethora of polls,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The major media polls.
Were they watching a different night? CNN had it a landslide for Hillary. Yeah. So did a number of polls that I read late in the afternoon.
They're vested in her.
Who is going to land something that's going to carry forward towards November?
Well, so what Trump needs to do now is go out and start talking about issues again and change the subject. Don't answer any questions on it. Say this is what we're going to do on energy. This is what we're going to do on tax cuts. And he needs to push it forward. WikiLeaks is already undermining her and will for a considerable period of time. There's other stuff to come out on Hillary. But now he needs to talk in a positive fashion and let her be the one to answer for the leaks. Do they have more stuff they're going to throw out on Trump? A betting man would say yes. But there's enough stuff that are going to come out on her to keep her once again on the defensive. And that's why he won the debate, because Hillary had to answer questions about herself. And so if he does that, look, I think this is going to be a tight election. And we talked about it. I've studied virtually every election in American history, and certainly I paid a lot of attention during my life, the television age, right?
Right.
Why is there no rally with Hillary with more than 150 people? Why is there no evidence of that? This is really strange. Remember, Obama had those big stadium things. Bush was the one who started with the stadiums. Romney had stadiums.
Bernie filled stadiums.
Why nothing for Hillary? What does that mean about turnout?
There's no energy. There's no energy there.
So these polls are, yeah, okay, answered my phone, as you pointed out, but who's answering the phone? Yeah, I'm answering the phone. But are they going to show up on election day? For someone who has studied politics and history as much as I have, I don't know what the answer will be.
That's going to be an article I'll write with you. I've got a whole theory, and I think there's a whole huge section of America that has never participated, and they're showing up. Look, he's had 2 rallies today, over 10,000 people, right? Hillary had a small group of college students.
Yes.
There's an energy here that has to be accounted for. Okay, so the big news out of the GOP is very significant defections, Tom, among the GOP leadership, starting at the top. They're running away, and they're afraid of losing the down ballot.
So you mean the people that have done so poorly in Washington that they swallowed up the good governors who ran in the anti-establishment tide, like a Walker or a Pence who would have run. So the very people that gave rise to Trump have decided that they're fleeing the ship. And this is bad for Trump or good for Trump? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Because the House leadership is gone now. I saw, I think it's 13 or 15 members of Congress have defected since Friday. Are they taking anybody with them?
I don't really think so. If they're going to spend their time trying to get out the vote for themselves, that's okay. But what matters is that he still has about 85% of the Republicans. That will rise.
He needs 90.
That will rise. I'm not worried about that. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be about Hillary. And the question is these independents. I thought, other than saying, because you're going to jail, which was a great line, that's probably the only line that unnerved independents. Other than that, I thought he won the debate with independents because he had something to say. You mean, listen to Hillary. She has no narrative. We're going to raise taxes. Interestingly, she repeated Obama's lie. If you make less than $250, you won't have a tax increase. Why would you repeat something lied about? She had nothing to say about Obamacare, just bigger and more of it.
Actually, what she said was, we're going to fix it, but we're going to keep it.
Yes.
And most people hate it. The voters hate it.
I tweeted at that moment, any debate that Hillary's defending Obamacare is a good moment for Republicans. So she doesn't have a narrative, and then it falls back on her to defend herself. She had all these lies. So if he can do that again, I think it's going to come down to the wire.
All right, so right now, between today and November.
It's a long time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like a marathon, and we're at mile 2.
Yes, because it's incredible.
Every day, at every mile marker, there's more news. WikiLeaks says there's 2,000 more documents coming.
All right, so this is the most important fact about this election as it relates to Trump. Hillary's got a low ceiling. Only about 42% of the people really want to vote for her. Now, maybe she'll get more on election day if Trump implodes, but the electorate is not excited about her. All Trump has to do between now and the end of the election day is keep the focus on her and wind up being liked. Because she has such a low ceiling, he's got the opportunity, even with all his gaffes, he's got the opportunity to win because people are so anti-establishment and don't like her. So he needs to try and finish out the next 30 days on high notes, and hopefully we won't get any more videos.
All right, we got to go. Here's your last question. Can Trump still win this?
Absolutely.
Really?
Because Hillary's ceiling is so low. And the House is going to stay where it is, the Senate's going to stay where it is, but he can still win.
You heard it from the former head of the Republican Party. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me on.
Coming up next, we're going to get a woman's perspective. Did Donald fix his problem with women voters? We're going to find out more as America Trends continues. Don't you dare go away.